Good afternoon and welcome to ICU TV Lunchtime News. We take a look at the stories making headlines. ERB announces new fuel price adjustments for December 2025. Eastern Province records 43 drowning cases in 2025. Police issues safety warning. Government suspends dialogue with Oasis Forum. International news. Protesters stage demonstration at President Herzog's home over Netanyahu program request. In sports news, Real Madrid drops points as title pressure mounts. With the news in details, my name is Natasha Nunga. The Energy Regulation Board has revised fuel prices for December 2025, citing increases in national oil costs and recent shifts in the exchange rate. The board says the new prices, which took effect at midnight on 30th December, are part of the routine's alignment of local pump rates with global market forces. In a statement issued at ICU TV, the ERB confirmed upward adjustments to petrol, diesel, kerosene, and Jet 1. The regulator explained that the price movements are necessary to maintain supply stability and ensure the continued reliability of the country's petrol supply chain. The board has also announced changes in the post-fare prices at the major international airports. Mumbai International Airport has recorded the highest rate, while Lusaka and Dola remain at the uniform price. The ERB says these rates reflect operating costs and prevailing conditions in the aviation fuel market. ERB Board Chairperson James Banda has encouraged the public to visit the ERB website for the detailed breakdown of the new pricing structure. He added that the board will continue to monitor global market trends to ensure transparent and timely price reviews. Eastern Province Police have reported a rise in drowning cases, with 43 incidents recorded between January and November this year. Provincial Police Commanding Officer Robertson Mwemba says Lundazi leads with 10 cases, followed by Petauke with 9 and Chipata Central with 7, making the trend major public safety concern. Mr. Mwemba says most of the victims are adult men, but children are also affected, with 10 male juveniles and female juveniles among the cases. He warned that the province is already recording high numbers before the rain fully sets in. He urges the public to avoid crossing floods, streams, or rivers at any time. Police are also calling on parents and guardians to closely monitor children, many of whom attempt to swim or cross water bodies unsupervised. Mr. Mwemba says simple caution and responsible supervision can prevent tragedies, especially during the rainy season when water levels quickly rise. Meanwhile, the Eastern Water and Sanitation Company is reinforcing the warning after 2 people drowned at Lutembwe Dam in Chipata. Within 3 months, the company is urging communities to avoid unnecessary activities around water installations, saying such areas become increasingly hazardous during this period. The government has suspended its ongoing dialogue with the Oasis Forum after today's scheduled meeting failed to progress as expected. Attorney General Mulilo Kabesha led the government delegation, but officials say it's become clear that the forum was not prepared to engage constructively in the constitutional forum process. According to the Ministry of Information and Media, the Oasis Forum entered the meeting with the same fixed position it presented earlier in the week and later submitted a letter declaring its unwillingness to proceed with genuine dialogue. Government officials say effective conciliation requires good faith, open-mindedness, and willingness to offer alternative solutions, conditions they say were met. The statement adds that President Hakainde Hichilema remains committed to inclusive national consultation and has extended a gesture of goodwill to the Oasis Forum, which the government says was not reciprocated. Authorities stress that the supervision will not disrupt the board's consultation process, as other stakeholders continue to engage effectively across all 10 provinces. Government has refined that all legal protocols have been followed in the formation of the technical committee and in national socialization of citizens, views the Ministry of Information and Media. Cornelius Mweta says the door to dialogue remains open to all groups, including the Oasis Forum, as the country works towards equitable and inclusive constitution amendments. President Hakainde Hichilema raises alarm over work productivity. Health sector boost underway. President Hakainde Hichilema says he's deeply concerned that many public workers report for duty but fail to deliver results, stressing the urgent need to improve productivity and efficiency across all sectors. He warns that public resources must be utilized with maximum value and that every kwacha must yield 1 kwacha plus value for the people. At the same time, the Health Minister, Dr. Elijah Muchena, highlights ambitious plans with the draft National Health Compact, which seeks to recruit thousands of health workers to close the sector's long-standing staff gap. As part of the government's health system, strengthening level 1 and level 2 hospitals are being directed to implement service delivery, characters, and communication strategies to boost accountability, transparency, and quality of care for Zambians nationwide. Minister Muchene also notes that so far, the government has had success with the recent recruitment drives and additional employment of medical staff this year is expected to significantly ease pressure on health facilities struggling with staff shortages. He emphasizes that the health services are central to national development that invest in human resources and infrastructure is non-negotiable. President Hichilema reaffirms that the administration is committed to public sector reform, calling on civil servants to raise performance standards. He urges government institutions to embrace transparency and efficiency, while Ministry of Health moves to ensure that recruitment, accountability, and service delivery reflect government's long-term vision for an accessible, equitable health system for all Zambians. We now take a look at our first break, coming up in international and sports news.
Hello, the Information and Communications University, ICU. What comes to your mind when you hear of this name? Is it the beautifully architectured infrastructure at our campus? Or is it the amazing students that are always performing well in their fields? My name is Zimba Emmanuel, and I present to you Alumni Chronicles, a program that gets to look at all students that have passed through the corridors of ICU and are making an impact in society today. Join me every week as I sit down with former students and get to listen to them, what they have to say about life after they've been through the university. Remember, it's ICU TV every week.
Thank you for staying with us. In international news, protesters gathered outside President Isaac Herzog's residence in the AIV, expressing opposition to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's request for a full pardon in his corruption case. The demonstration on Sunday night follows Netanyahu's 76 seeking the presidential pardon in his long-running corruption trial, without admitting any wrongdoing or expressing remorse. Citizens at the protest called for accountability and transparency, underlining the continuing public scrutiny surrounding the Prime Minister's legal and political challenges.
Angry crowds in Tel Aviv rally at the door of Isaac Herzog, the president. They're protesting against the petition Benjamin Netanyahu submitted to Herzog for a full pardon, without admitting guilt or expressing remorse, and before the courts hand down a verdict in his corruption trials.
He's asking that his trial will be completely cancelled without taking any responsibility, without paying the price for how he tore up this country.
Upon receiving the petition, the Israeli president published the 111-page document. He's expected to seek input from legal advisors and the Ministry of Justice. Herzog described the event as extraordinary, because it is. Netanyahu is the first sitting prime minister in Israel to face trial. The U.S. president also intervened on his behalf, first at the Knesset.
Mr. President, why don't you give him a pardon?
Then in a formal letter to Israel's president asking for Netanyahu to be pardoned. Opposition parties in Israel are furious. Some have called the petition an act of political extortion. They want Netanyahu to own up to his charges and exit politics.
From here, I call on President Herzog. You cannot pardon him without an admission of guilt, an expression of remorse, and an immediate retirement from political life.
This legal saga has dragged on for years, even during the genocide in Gaza and Israel's multi-frontal wars on the region. Through it all, the Israeli Prime Minister has maintained innocence, calling the trials absurd and maintaining that they hurt Israel. This hasn't changed.
The state of Israel faces great challenges alongside great opportunities. In order to push away the threats and realize the opportunities, a national unity is required. The continuation of the trial is tearing us apart from the inside.
Elections are a year away. Many worry a pardon could help Netanyahu get yet another term in office. In the coming weeks, the Israeli president will have to decide what will serve Israel's interest more, snubbing Trump's petition or the law. Nouraudi, Al Jazeera, Palestine.
Welcome back, and now in sports news, Real Madrid struggles in La Liga continue. Xabi Alonso's side is held 1-1 by 18th place Girona at the Estade Montilivi. Kylian Mbappe scores the first half penalty, the only goal, as Los Blancos failed to capitalize despite dominating position and attacking numbers. Madrid fires 25 shots, but only 4 hit the target, exceeding a worried trend of low energy, insufficient performances. The side looks flat in key moments, leaving supporters concerned about rhythm and finishing. The result sees Real Madrid go three league matches without a win. What was once a 5-point lead dissolves, the Los Blancos dropping to second and Barcelona 1 point clear. Pressure mounts as the title race intensifies. That sport items brings us to the end of the lunchtime news. But before we go on a quick recap on the stories making headlines. ERB announces new fuel price adjustments for December 2025. Eastern Province records 43 drowning cases in 2025. Police issues safety warning. Government suspends dialogue with Oasis Forum. International news. Protesters stage demonstration at President Herzog's home over Netanyahu's pardon request. In sports news, Real Madrid drop points as title pressure mounts. Thank you so much for watching. For more information, updates, watch our news at 2030.